Are you thinking of moving to a foreign country? After seeing popular expat destinations such as France and Germany rank low in the Expat Insider Survey of 2023, you might be tempted to give up on your dreams altogether. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's another promising country on the horizon. Slowly rising from obscurity, Iceland is well on its way to becoming the best destination for expats. So, how did we get here? Let's dive right into it. The quality of life in Iceland. What reason could expatriates have for moving to another country? For most expats, the most common reason for wanting to move their livelihoods to another country is improving their quality of life, right? There are a couple of exceptions to this generalization, though, since some people also move to another country for love, education, or employment. Now, whatever your reason might be for wanting to become an expat, you might want to ditch all the popular destinations and look where few people dare to look, at the beautiful, mountainous, and snowy Iceland. But why? Why should you ditch your dream of moving to countries such as Germany, France, or Italy in favor of Iceland? While that's a fair question, I think it stems primarily from misconstruing a country's brand image with the ground reality of the expat experience. Now, let me explain. Take, for example, Germany. Over the course of the decades, Germany has cultivated a name for itself as one of the greatest European nations, and as such, our expectations of the country are at an all-time high. With each passing year, more and more immigrants flock to Germany in the hopes of rebuilding their lives there from scratch. Unfortunately, the reality of expat life in Germany is rather bleak and dreary. According to the Expat Insider Survey of 2023, Germany was rated as one of the worst countries for expats to live in. But hey, not everything's as dismal as you think. In my experience, one of the most useful pieces of advice that you could ever give an expat would be to tell them to keep their expectations realistic. More often than not, with popular expat destinations, we tend to get so caught up in the idea of living in the country that we bring our expectations up to heights that can never be met. There's always going to be a disconnect between your idea of a country and the actual experience of living in it. So manage your expectations and choose wisely. And now that you know all about the grim reality of Germany, let me tell you all about Iceland. Generally speaking, Iceland often gets ignored by potential expats looking for a new country to call their home. The reasons for that are pretty evident. Our collective image of Iceland is that of an ice-cold country with a sparse population and a thriving fishing industry. Now, while all of these aspects of Iceland are most definitely true, they barely touch on the quality of life that this country has to offer, especially for expats. Despite what we're inclined to think, Iceland is super welcoming to expats. As of mid-2023, Iceland has become quite the global hotspot, with foreign citizens making up a whopping 18% of the population. Ever since the late 1990s, a period marked by Iceland's popularity, with British artists such as Mel B and Damon Albarn frolicking around the streets of Reykjavik, the world decided that Iceland was the place to be. Everyone wanted to be in Iceland. Luckily, this change in perception turned out to be a win-win situation for everyone involved. The influx of immigrants wasn't just adding diversity to the mix, it also pumped up Iceland's economy. With more hands on deck, especially in the fast-growing job sector, the country is thriving, with an annual growth rate of 5.1% in 2022. But wait, there's more. Recently, Iceland ranked third in a quality of life index for expats, hosted by the Black Tower Financial Group. They crunched the numbers on happiness, average salaries, living costs, housing affordability, healthcare quality, and global peace levels. Iceland ranked third, with Switzerland taking the gold and Denmark snagging silver. Now let's talk peace. The same survey revealed that Iceland aced the global peace category with a jaw-dropping score of 1.072, the lowest on the lists. Now, just to put things into perspective, the USA clocked in at 2.401 and Israel at 2.735. Lower scores obviously mean more tranquility, and Iceland is the undisputed winner in this category with an annual homicide rate of 0.54% in 2021. The last discovery on the survey was about happiness. Here too, Iceland was a prominent contender, scoring a whopping 7.494. Sure, the country got beaten by Finland's 7.769, but hey, second place in the Happiness Olympics isn't too shabby. As crazy as it may sound, I've only just scraped the surface of all the pros of living in Iceland as an expat. So let's get into some more detail. The pros of living in Iceland. Living the Icelandic dream can be a bit of a roller coaster, challenging and rewarding all at once. I'm not going to cut any corners here, so I'll tell you straight up. As an expat in Iceland, you're going to have to brace yourself for the high cost of living, especially in the housing, food, and transportation departments. It's no secret, Iceland does not come cheap. But fear not, dear viewers. Beyond the hefty price tags, though, Iceland has a plethora of treasures to offer. Now, allow me to paint you a picture. A top-tier standard of living with stellar healthcare and education systems. Now, you might be wondering about safety and crime. Well, you can rest assured that crime is practically on vacation. Plus, there's a robust safety net to catch you if life throws you a curveball. If you need any more reasons to make Iceland your home, I'll spell out some more facts. Besides the reasons already mentioned, Iceland has a lot going for it in terms of beauty. Iceland's natural landscapes are unparalleled in beauty. There are awe-inspiring glaciers, dynamic geysers, and cascading waterfalls. The country is a mesmerizing playground of nature, embracing you in its welcoming arms. I don't say this lightly, but you'll actually have to prepare yourself for the hauntingly beautiful scenery all around you. And hey, if you're a cinema fanatic, there's a high chance that you might recognize some places from scenes in your favorite films. For those of you living in urban cities right now, moving to Iceland's quaint and beautiful cities is definitely going to take some getting used to. But as far as Iceland's numerous perks are concerned, the advantages aren't just limited to the great outdoors. Iceland also stands as a true education powerhouse, demonstrating its commitment through substantial investments and boasting one of the highest literacy rates in all of Europe. Education is serious business here. Approximately 35% of Iceland's population has successfully pursued tertiary education, which includes university, college, and other vocational courses. What these numbers imply is that accessing higher education in Iceland is actually a breeze. There's a policy of tuition-free universities and colleges where students have to pay a small registration fee to enroll in educational institutions. As you can already tell, Iceland's government tries its best to minimize financial obstacles to the pursuit of further studies. This accessibility not only encourages more individuals to enroll, but also ensures a higher rate of university completion. And then there's the matter of fair and equal pay. In a groundbreaking move in 2018, Iceland set a new standard by requiring businesses with 25 or more employees to demonstrate fair gender representation and maintain pay equality. Not only has this effectively curbed the gender pay gap, but it's also paved the way for other countries. Icelandic businesses openly share information about pay scales and job roles, which is a practice that diverges from the typical reluctance to discuss salaries in many countries. That being said, while there is definitely a language barrier that you'll have to navigate your way across, in large cities such as Reykjavik, almost everyone knows English. Now, language aside, Iceland seems to have something to offer to everyone. Of course, it's important to be realistic, but the country really is the perfect place for adventure enthusiasts. There's hiking, skiing, fishing, and volcanoes. For students eager to learn more, there are excellent universities. And what more could you possibly ask for? But of course, as is the case with all expat destinations, there's a catch. The cons of expat life in Iceland. If you're someone who's taken a vacation in Iceland, you might already be familiar with the high prices. The local beer in Reykjavik can cost as much as $10. Now, imagine transitioning from a short stay to actually living in this stunning yet pricey land. Brace yourself for the adjustment to the high cost of living. In Reykjavik, the go-to spots for many expats, the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment hovers around $1,550 per month. That's excluding utilities or any other additional expenses. To comfortably make a go of it as a single person in Reykjavik, experts suggest budgeting around $1,500 a month, and that's without factoring in rent. So when you add in housing costs, living on your own in Iceland can set you back around $3,000 each month. That is certainly not cheap by any account. Add to that the lack of public transportation, the high taxes, and the bone-chillingly cold temperatures, and you might want to think twice about moving to Iceland. The final verdict? Living in Iceland is a bit of a roller coaster ride. There are ups, downs, and a unique blend of challenges and rewards. From the high cost of living to a plethora of educational opportunities, you're in for a wild ride. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot ignore the numerous advantages of living in Iceland. While there are a couple of shortcomings that you'll have to account for, I think more people should recognize Iceland as the expat abode of their dreams. So what do you think? Would you like to live in Iceland? Or is it too cold? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, do us a solid and smash that like button.